Yeah.
And this.
Fine.
Okay.
Okie dokie. Then let's get started. Bryce Bradley, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, thank you very much for listening in today. We are Thunderstruck. Say we have 4 assets spanning 4 commodities: zinc, copper, gold, and silver on the main island of Fiji. It's nice to have 4 commodities so you can hedge against commodity fluctuations and whatnot for the investors. 3 of our 4 assets are owned 100%, and the 4th one is a joint venture with JOGMEC, which is a Japanese government-owned exploration entity. There's several reasons why that joint venture is valuable, extremely valuable to us. It's a 70-30 deal. One, it de-risks investment and de-risks country risk for any new investor who is wondering, first of all, where is Fiji? A lot of people wonder that. And also, secondly, they didn't know that it's a mining friendly country and that there are actual mines in the country. As you can see, there are all surrounding our main island in various states of development. Line 1 is about to go into development. Vatukoula is currently a gold mine. It's been producing for the past 80 years. So it's a mining friendly country. And that also says that we have skilled workforce available. The second reason why this joint venture is important is because it de-risks any management risk that people may wonder if they were looking at me up on this virtual stage and wondering, who is this woman? Never heard of her. JOGMEC has given us the rights to be the operator. So we are operators in the country. That's a big nod to our expertise in the country and to our relationships that we have with the government and with the landowners. We have secured the maximum license renewals you're allowed in exploration. So we have 5-year license renewals. And we have 5-year landowner renewals, which roll over if there aren't any issues, and if we keep with what we're promising to do. Anglo drilled these assets in the late 70s. They spent almost $6 million US. Our market cap is around the same amount or even less than what they spent back in the 70s. This is not even including all the drilling that we've done and exploration we've done since securing the assets in the last 3 years. Our board is absolutely spectacular. We have Brian London, who is a co-founder with me on this company from 5 years ago. He writes Gold Newsletter. He does the New Orleans Investment Conference every year. Lawrence Ralston, very well known in our industry. He's our technical director. He's been to Fiji, of course, loves the mineral potential of these assets. And he's had his own newsletters. He's started many companies himself and been on the boards of many juniors. And then finally, Tookie Angus. He's serially successful in our industry, as he will be the first to tell you, actually. And he's the ex-chairman of NEVS, and he's currently chairman at K92, which is producing gold in Papua New Guinea. So thank you very much. I think I'm hitting my 3-minute mark, and if I had a mic, I would drop it. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. Those were the 3 minutes. And yeah, please get rid of the screen sharing. Thank you. Yeah, now up to our judges for 8 minutes. Questions, please. Who wants to go first? Yeah, Miranda.
Hi, Bryce. Thanks for that. Just a quick question. You've got 4 assets, multi-commodities. Which one are you going to advance first?
Most advanced is the joint venture with JOGMEC. We're entering our 3rd year and our 3rd year of drilling. Our year with them goes April 1st. So we're finishing our 2nd year with them. So we did a whole bunch of IP. Last year was a little bit wonky, given everything. And we had a Category 5 cyclone that hit us in December. So a little bit of disruption there. However, what's very important in terms of JOGMEC is that I don't know if you guys know their structure and how they work, but they're a government entity. And so they do these 3-year deals with little guys like us, and then they hand over their joint venture interest, which will be 70% in March 2022. They kind of hand over the interest to a large mining companies in Japan in order to feed them the commodities they need for infrastructure. So they flew me to Tokyo last January, and I met with Mitsubishi, Nitetsu, all these companies, and Mitsui, who's a multi-billion-dollar mining company, chose to take us on. So now they're involved, and if they like what they see, they came last year for the first time in December. Cyclone made them go home, but okay, they're coming back in, I think, April to continue IP and to oversee the 3rd year of the drill program. If all goes well, Mitsui will then be our partner, which is just outstanding. We can only hope. I don't know exactly what's in the ground, but it's a VMS, high grade zinc, high grade copper. Anglo had drilled it. We're talking 14% zinc and 2-3% copper. So let's just hope our drill program shows, continues to follow that trend. We have the project I like the most is actually the least advanced, and that's our Liwa gold asset called Liwa. It's the only one that was not drilled by Anglo, but we got in there. It used to be just helicopter. We built a 15-kilometer road into the properties, and we did a whole bunch of work on it in terms of sampling, geochem, mapping, surface stuff, and then trenching, and came back super high grade over 4 different areas spanning 3 kilometers. So we intended to go in and do our first maiden program. And why I signed up for this conference is we thought we'd have the assays back so that we could discuss that. And we could talk about this miraculous rise in the share price at this conference. However, we started the drill program late. Again, it was a COVID related stuff, getting the drills in and everything. We started it when the rainy season just started in December. And then having that Category 5 cyclone hit us, we got half a drill hole done. And then we had to pull everyone out in emergency evacuation. This is true exploration, but everyone's going to be going back in. We have the money to drill it. It's 1,500 meter drill program that we still have to complete. We've done 70 meters. That's nothing. So we're going to go back into that one. Everybody's waiting for results on that. I was very, very upset. It was a sad Christmas, but everyone was safe. No one got hurt. Even the stray dogs and cats. So we'll be getting back in there in May, and that's good for you guys, our new investors, right? Because we still haven't drilled it. And we really think that that's going to hit. The other 2 projects, we want to joint venture them. I can almost guarantee that our copper porphyry called Rama, high grade gold around the fringes, but low grade copper in the middle, quite a bit of gold in it too. It was drilled by Anglo. I can almost guarantee that we will secure a joint venture on that one. We don't want to keep it. I mean, it's deep. 0.22% over 244 meters is what Anglo had drilled. And so we did a bunch of IP on it. We did a whole bunch of sampling around and discovered a gold zone. But we would like to joint venture that because we need really deep holes, 500 meter or more. And then the other one we want to joint venture, the 4th one, is a VMS asset again, high grade zinc and copper, like 12% zinc. Anglo did like a small resource, 450,000 tons at, I think it was 11.6% and 0.6% copper. So we'd like to joint venture that one also because it's quite a vast area and might be complex geology in terms of like open pit and underground. I'm not a geologist, but the JOGMEC deal, that's like super easy, open pit, you can get into production really quickly. Obviously we don't want to be producers. Our idea is to be like the first mover guys in Fiji and pick up all the best assets. I mean, I relocated here because of COVID. And in fact, it's actually done very, very well for the company. Our senior exploration geologist also moved here. We had to make a decision. We're going to do it from Canada or we're going to do it from here. And since I can do the conferences virtually, there's no reason for me to actually be running around North America right now. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. Because I have my hand, Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, next question. Who wants? Angelos?
Yes, a typical problem in that part of the world is, displacement of agricultural communities and compensation of farmers, etc. What kind of territory surrounds your properties, and what are potential environmental permitting problems?
Oh, well, I mean, we have a very, very low environmental impact on any exploration that we do or drilling, right?
No,
but
I'm talking about the local communities and the local stakeholders.
Okay, so the positive thing about the local communities here is that many of the elders, including the chiefs on 2 of our properties, actually worked with Anglo back in the late 70s, being drilling assistants or whatever, working on the assets. So they're comfortable, they're not shocked by what we're doing, and they're not confused that we're going to be damaging their land. They also get a big cut of what would be happening once we get a mining license. We will not get the mining license. We'd be selling it at that point. So it would actually be someone else's problem, I guess is the short answer. But we have 5-year exploration licenses, completely different. We get landowner compensation agreements. All of this adheres to British mining law back from when they were colonizing. So the Mineral Resource Department is quite savvy, as are the landowners themselves. The breakdown for when they get a mining license is I think they get 3% royalty on base metals and 5% on gold if and when it becomes a mine. And then that's further broken down. 80% of that goes to the landowners, so 4% if it's gold, and 20% of the royalty goes to the government, Mineral Resource Department. So we're quite fortunate in that there's been a mine in production also for 80 years, and most of our workforce, certainly management, they've all worked at Vatukoula Gold Mine. So again, they're a bit savvy, and there's just a comfort level that is really nice to have in an environment like this, right? Because it's such a pristine environment. We're not on the beaches. I mean, really, we're in the middle of nowhere. Like the Liwa gold asset, super remote. You could only get to it by helicopter. No villages. I think it's like 15 kilometers or so is the nearest village. So, and our impact is going to be so tiny, just doing little tiny drill holes. And we leave it the way we came. We pay for any tree we broke. Roads, you have to pay per meter of what you've done. Mind you, roads benefit them. So, I mean, in the end, they're getting paid for something that they really do need to use anyway to get the kids to school.
Thank you very much. I have to stop here. The 8 minutes are gone. Thank you very much.